Mr. Salman Khursheed, Law Minister of India, who has been talking to the team Anna Hazare. Salman, is there a breakdown or?
Not to my knowledge. I'm hearing it from you, from the media. But when they left, they asked me for time tomorrow to do spade work, to move towards the destination that we had carved out for ourselves tonight. And I said I couldn't meet because of question hour till 12 o'clock. So they said that let's meet at 12. And I said, sure, you're most welcome. We even agreed that we would meet in my office.
But then what transpired, that it is being talked about as a breakdown, and of which the consequences they very well might be knowing?
That you have to ask them. Because I don't know of any breakdown, then how could I say why it happened? You must ask them. How can I assume that there's a breakdown when somebody says, can we come and see you tomorrow at 12?
Important factor that there were two elements, basically, the content and the method, which has to be worked out with them. Yesterday, you were discussing content with them, and there were some sticking points which were worked out, some which remain sticking points. What are these sticking points in terms of content which still are hanging around?
No, there are many points. The sticking points are basically two, which concern the federal nature of our country. One is, can we legislate for the states as well, at the matter of setting up a Lokayukt or a Lokpal? And two, whether the entire bureaucracy can be under one institution rather than two institutions as we have envisaged. That's all. These were what we described as the real difficult sticking points. The rest, we said, are all doable, but you have to actually get a process down, which may take a day, 2 days, 3 days, I don't know. We were supposed to work on a timeline, and as far as these two sticking points are concerned, we were supposed to work on them 4 o'clock tomorrow.
But the crisis which seems is, one, they want the Jan Lokpal in toto. Second, they want the old bill to be withdrawn. And the third is they want to fix a timeline for Parliament.
We didn't say that we don't fix the timeline. That was one of the things that we agreed. But what the timeline would be would have to be discussed with Parliamentary Affairs Minister, with Pranab Mukherjee, with all the other senior leaders who are involved. Simply the person who initiates a dialogue can't give commitments. The commitments must come at the right level in government. That's one important thing. The second important thing is to say that we want our bill introduced in Parliament. Well, Parliament should accept it. Today there was an all-party meet. Nobody accepted even the withdrawal of the bill. They said your bill needs improvements. And that's why it is before the standing.
The government is still not ready. Given the kind of political backup and the kind of political spectrum saying that don't withdraw, the government is not ready to withdraw.
There's no question of being ready to withdraw when Parliament doesn't want it withdrawn. Don't we have to go by the will of Parliament?
Aren't you caught in between the rock and the hard place with Anna Hazare on one side and an opposition on one side, which might get together on the issue of Parliament sanctity, but also is trying to derive some kind of political mileage? So how do you work out the solution right now?
Well, I felt that several leaders who spoke today said that this is no time to make political mileage. This is time for Parliament to stand together, and I think that's good enough. We must respect the statement they've made.
Does it enthuse the government, the kind of response you got at the all-party meeting, to go ahead and perhaps take a hard stand and say that this is where the line is going to be drawn, this is the point till which the government is going to do the talking and perhaps accept the demands?
Principled stand, a stand consistent with what the Prime Minister has said in his letter, stand consistent with what the leaders of political parties have put in their resolution, and that's the principle we must have.
How will you get this new draft into the standing committee or into Parliament? 2 bills?
Those are modalities that will be sorted out by.
Can there be 2 bills of the same nature?
Lots of things can happen, but that's for Parliamentary Affairs Minister. I shouldn't barge into his area.
There is a Rule 67 which says that if the Speaker permits.
Absolutely. That's how I said. The modalities are for Parliamentary Minister to work out. I don't think that either the Jan Lokpal people or myself or anybody else should move into an area that is not our concern.
There is a concern among the Anna Hazare supporters that he might be unceremoniously lifted or forcibly vacated. Will the government like to clarify on this, make a statement to public that what does the government intend to do?
I can only say what I have knowledge of, which is that we are working and will continue to work to create conditions in which he can move away from his fast. I don't know of any other exercise or thinking, and I wouldn't want to speculate.
Thanks, Salman.
Thank you.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone, fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. NDTV.com/apps.